Okay, so here we are on the phone, and you can see I've already placed the wallpaper. Don't worry about that. We'll go over it again. I'm leaving the all apps right here because we're going to have to dig into our apps here eventually in a little while. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up our customized lightning settings. For anybody who's not familiar with Lightning Launcher, once you get the hang of it, it becomes very easy. We're going to work on our current screen right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to first go to our wallpaper and background. We're going to make sure display the wallpaper is checked, select a wallpaper. It's going to be by, gallery, quick pick, whichever you choose. I chose the gallery. That's just my own quirky little self, I guess. I'm going to go to my Dark Wonder, and as you can see, I have here my standard and here my extended. I'm going to use the extended just so that I can get a little more detailed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this up to the corner here. You notice I'm leaving just a little bit of a gap, and here's the reason for that. Make sure we set the box all the way around there with just a hint of a gap around the outside. And this is probably the most tedious part of this setup. But once you get it, I tell you, it looks great. Right about, not quite there. And we're really close there, but I'm just going to fine tune it a little bit. There. That's just about perfect, and we'll hit OK on that. It's setting our wallpaper right now. Now we do still have some other settings that we need to do here. We're not going to check scrolling wallpaper. We do not want it to scroll. We're going to click back, and we're going to come here to layout. Me personally, I like the free mode. Gives me a little bit of liberty. Anybody who's used to using UCCW is going to like this free mode a lot. Go back, come to zooming and scrolling. Scrolling direction, we are exclusively horizontal. That's all we're going to be scrolling. We do not want to snap 2 pages. We do want to use scroll stops. We do not fit desktop to items. We do disable diagonal scrolling, and we're going to disable pinch zoom. Those are the only 2 that you're going to need to check right there. So let's go back. Lost and found. We're going to hide the status bar. That's this guy right up here. And we're going to set our orientation to portrait and go back. So there. We're all done setting up now. When we back out, you can see our wallpaper's in place and it fits beautifully. Actually, not so beautifully. We might be able to fix that really quick. And like I said, this is about the only tricky part to this whole thing. Once you've got this set, it's easy from here. There, much better. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, of course, is the weather widget right in this corner here. Going to hold down. We're going to add a widget. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here to our UCCW widgets. Now, this is a 2x4, and I have all of the U-zips labeled as what they are. And here's how you're going to find them. Going to U-zip, come back here into UCCW output, and here is your dark weather 2x4 icons .zip. We already have it in here, so we'll just go ahead and override it. No big deal. Okay, so I'm going to touch here, and this is what we're going to end up with. Is nothing, because, and some of you are going to find this out, hopefully not the hard way. UCCW has two different weather services. What we're going to do is we are going to pick Yahoo and set our location. I don't like the auto location because it prints out your whole freaking address, which is kind of crazy, but alright, whatever, we go with it. We're going to go Tyler, Texas for me. And we don't want no prescription. And okay. We always want the short form. Back. Not back. We got a couple more settings here. I prefer Celsius. I like the degree symbol. And I like my updates every 15 minutes just because we have a lot of change in weather here. But when we go back, there we have it. There's our lovely, lovely icon. So what we're going to do is, this is very easy. We're just going to take it and we're going to set it right into the corner there. Not quite filling it up. I'm going to pull here. Until it's there, then just drag it over. And I've gone ahead and I've sized this window so that thing will fit perfectly in there, just like that. Hit your back key and you can see there it's set perfectly in place. So moving on, well, actually not moving on, we want this thing to stay in place, so what we're going to do is we're going to pin it. See the little lock pops up here? Now it won't move whenever we scroll. So we can come up here to this corner, we can add our widget. Next thing that we're going to add is I believe I did a 3x1 for this one. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not desktop visualizer. We want UCCW. You always make sure you get the right widget. 3x1. And this is going to be, again, we've already done this. It's our dark time 3x1. I'm going to touch. And then we're just going to move it into place. Set the Sunday down there in the corner, and then expand it till your Monday is in the opposite corner. Right there, just like that. And click back, and you can see that's now in place. We're going to long press and pin that one in place. We're going to move on to our weather. This one I used a 2x2. So we're going to scroll down to, no, not that. A UCCW 2x2. We'll find our dark weather 2x2 right there. This one's a little bit easier to line up. So I think I didn't have to do a whole lot of modifying of where these went. And of course, the weather condition is going to be kind of your guideline here. snap into this so we can move this out of the way. And then we're going to be able to set it in place just like that. And again, we're going to pin it. And there we are. Next we're going to do our battery widget. And that is the battery graph 1x1. Then all we're going to do is we're just going to fill this window up with it. If you get a little over scroll like that, don't worry about it. I'll show you how easy that is to fix here in just a minute. Actually, our 1x1 is not going to work because it's literally taking it 1x1. So before we do that, let's get ourselves, and you can see the framework right there. Get ourselves back. We'll add again. And a lot of this is going to be trial and error. Go with what works for you. 2x1, I think this might work. Yeah, I think we're on the right track now. And there we have it. Okay, so now we're going to place our calendar. There's our business calendar here. I believe I put 4x1 in there. Changed the design. Went with the black or absolute black. Let me show the end time. And we're just going to lay it in here. And like I said, the sizing is probably the most difficult part of all of this. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually really easy. And again, let's not forget, always with these, pin them in place because we don't want them moving. Okay, great. So now we can come down here to the bottom, long press, and we're going to add here, app widget. This is going to be our phone widget, and it's a 3x1 UCCW right there, dark phone. Now I had to make this a little bigger. You see it centers up really nice. All I did was drag this side out to the edge there, this side out to the edge here, this up to this row here, and then bring it down and set it in place right there. And we're going to have to go in and change our Gmail settings, of course, because Gmail is never just easy. Set our inbox to inbox. And there. That is our basic framework right there. This is the easy part. What we've just done is all the easy part. Again, don't forget, pin your frameworks in place. At this point, I'm going to move this guy out of the way. We don't need it right now. Everything is pinned, hopefully, yes. So now we can start placing our tiles, and this is the tricky part. At this point, look to move on to part 2. So here we are again, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start setting our tiles. Now, it's important that we scroll over a couple of times so that when we pull up this first tile, we're going to add, and it's almost always going to be this desktop visualizer 3x3. We're just going to go ahead and line it up, accept the license if you haven't, go to your image files, and wherever you put the tiles, that's where we're going to pull them from. In the first place, we got to think about what we're putting where. This is my home screen, so I'm going to want things like my browsers, so I can come in here and I can pick my Google Chrome, and that action is of course going to launch Chrome. I like to clear that, and I like to have a feedback when I hit the button. There's our tile. What we're going to do is we're going to pull it up and we're going to place it. Now there's going to be a lot of resizing here, but the nice thing is you can get it in here from corner to corner. Once you have that thing centered, make it a little bigger, drop it down into place right here. There. Now, let's move it to the end here. And this was difficult the first time around too, so don't think that I have some kind of shaking disease or something. This is just one of those things that it's prone to error. Once you get it in place, here's what you can do. You're going to hit move front behind, and you're going to set it to the back right here. And what that does is that you can see that sets it back behind your phone, and as you scroll, you're still able to get to this really easily. So we have that in place. Let's go ahead and place another one. And there's really no rhyme or reason to what you put there. A 3x3, any 3x3, you can put in there. I like the tiles. Keeps it clean, nice streamlined look, but it's just what I like. Let's maybe go with, let's see here. Just the browser. The action on that one is going to be, of course, our browser. Move this one up to center. And you see it'll center on this one here. That's the nice thing about Lightning Launcher. And you can pull it out and extend it. Once you're centered, you can just resize it to fit right in there, and then move it off of center. Long press, set it to back, and clear it. There you go. So now we have two of them in place, and you can see that scroll effect looks pretty good. Place another one here. Three by three. Just grab an icon, grab any icon. Let's see here. We want our Play Store. Select your action, of course. And that's going to be Play Store. Clear and feedback. And again, we're just going to center up on that. You can see how it kind of turns colors there. Get it a little bit higher right there, and then extend it out. And then move it into place here. Slightly off, and looks good. Hold down, move to back, and it's set. So now we have three, and you can see the scroll effect, very cool. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, that here at Chrome, we don't want to scroll any past this. What we're going to do is we're going to press and bring up our grid. This is a really cool thing that Lightning Launcher does. Long press in the empty area here, you can add, and then a scrolling stop point. Set this plus right there. Click back, and what'll happen is, as you're scrolling, it'll actually stop right there, and it won't go past it unless you actually forcibly move it past it, but it will stop right there. Okay, now everybody's probably going, how do you change pages? Very simple. I'm only going to do this for a couple of pages because we are running a little bit long. We'll start with home, which is where we are now. Long press, we're going to add Lightning Launcher widget. Screen switcher, right here. If you don't have it, download it. Very important. List. Right now we're on page 1. So what we want to do is we want to find page 1, long press, widget options, select visible screens. We want one, we don't want any of these others. And that's it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to set 1 here, right over top of our home. We're going to anchor it, and we're going to leave it for now. Here, we're going to add, we're going to do the same thing. Lightning Launcher widget, list. Only this time, we're going to go to widget options, select visible screens, and we're going to keep 2 up. This is going to take us to page 2 or our media screen. And yes, we do have to do all of this that we've been doing for all of our pages. It's kind of a pain, but the results are definitely worth it. Set that in place there. Come over here to media, add LL widget, list. We're going to long press again. And this time we just want page 3. And we're going to set that there. Do not forget to pin and pin. Okay, now, of course we can't do this with these things in the way here, so what we're going to do, we're going to long press, customize, hit more, hit R plus here, set our transparency to 0, and voila. Our icon's still there, but now it's completely transparent. And we do the same thing with these other 2. Gone and gone. We're going to back out, and really that's it. that's how it's done. We're done with this screen, at least this page of this screen. Don't forget, before you start using it, hold on your UCCW, go to your widget options, or actually you don't even need to do that, just open your UCCW. And what you're going to do is you're going to go lock widgets into hotspot mode. All of your hotspots are already set for weather reset, as well as for your phone, message, and Gmail. So nothing to change there. Go change to your hotspot mode, and now you're all ready to make phone calls, send text messages, send emails. That's it. Now, second page, what's it look like when you hit your little social button here? Well, it looks just like it did when we started. So, we do just what we did on this page, and we do just what we did on the media page. And again, the tiles, I'll include the Photoshop file in the drop box folder, so you can modify your own tiles. You can create them however you want, or use any 3x3 widget, or for that matter, use any 3x4, 3x5, 3x2, 3x whatever. You could resize any widget inside this area, and it will scroll, and it will give you the same effect as what these tiles do. You're not limited to just these tiles. So, by all means, be creative. Feel free to run with them as you see fit, and that's about it. If you have any questions about this tutorial, I'm sure people are going to, please leave a comment either on my YouTube page or on my color screen page. I will absolutely do whatever I can to help you with getting this thing squared away on your phone. For strangely sized phones like a Nexus 4 and some other phones like that, you may need the PSD file to just make some subtle changes in sizing. If you need those, let me know, and I'll by all means send them to you. Again, I hope you like this screen. I hope the tutorial's been informative for you. If not, to apply this screen to your phone, to apply your own designs to your phone. That's what we're here for. Again, this is Lieutenant Sword. It's mycolorscreen.com. Don't forget the address, and always, always, always keep customizing. And we'll see you next time, guys.